Hi, everybody. It's Adam, Pixel related. We are looking at Yakuza Kiwami here. I'm gonna go and turn some of these audio settings down, potentially. No, I guess I'm not. I'm not gonna do that. Why would I do that? It'd be silly. Alright. Yeah, so Yakuza Kiwami, you're not really seeing the screen that I'm seeing here. This should be the save file that I'm looking for. We are allowed to stream, I believe, up to Chapter 5. Yeah, I believe up to Chapter 5 is where we can stream. So this is Chapter 4. This is kind of where the game goes into its open world stuff. I decided that I was going to do something very similar to what we did with Yakuza 0 and just kind of stream some of the open world stuff. Okay, and we're getting a call here. This is kind of the first Majima Everywhere thing. A little bit of the Majima Everywhere, which I will explain once we're through here. It's Nishida from the Majima family. What's the problem now? No problem. In fact, you were released from prison recently. Did anyone celebrate your release? As a spell from the family, why would there be any kind of celebration? That's depressing. The boss has graciously decided to entertain you. Do you know of a club called Asia down on Pink Street? Asia, the bikini bar? That's where you want to celebrate my release? Exactly. The boss reserved the entire place for this private party, so you don't have to worry about anything. It'll be closed to the public. Sounds like Majima-san, alright? I'll be sure to get some kind of ulterior motive for this. We understand it can be a very intense man. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so what just happened there? So this game is set 20 years after Yakuza 0, and you were recently released from prison. You were sort of framed for a murder. Not really framed. You went to prison for a murder of a high-ranking member of the Dojima clan, and there's a reason that you went in there, which I won't go into too much. Just to say, there are reasons that you are in prison. So you come out of prison, and Majima, the sort of second protagonist from Yakuza 0, he really has got just a real hard-on for fighting you, and there's a whole thing about that, but figured we'll kind of show. This game is pretty packed. I will say that. There's a lot of stuff going on here, and it's kind of tough to explain everything. But we're gonna look at some side stuff. I'm gonna go beat the crap out of this rich guy though, so you can get a view of the combat. So you can kind of see there's a big difference already if you maybe didn't play Yakuza 0, or if you played Yakuza 0. You don't really get as much money in this game. There's not as much of an emphasis on how much money you're making as there is on experience. So you have a whole XP system here. You know, you eventually begin to collect like more and more XP. And then there's also this dragon style. These can be kind of exclusively learned from like special events, primarily this Majima Everywhere stuff, because Majima can just pop up at any point in this game to try to fight you. It is pretty good. I actually will say that has been the highlight of this game so far, is fighting Majima in these kind of crazy and wacky ass scenarios. So yeah, so you go to prison for this murder, and then when you come out, some things have changed. Some people from Yakuza 0, who maybe were your friends, have maybe decided that they think that they would be better off without you, and eventually, I mean, this is all very similar to what Yakuza 0 had going for it, you know, like these little interludes. I'll say, like, this is a pretty close Kamurocho to Yakuza 0, rather than being this wholly different thing. It seems like they're doing a lot more work with Yakuza 6 than this one necessarily in trying to build up like a new engine and everything. You know, they talked about, I think it's like the Dragon engine is what they're calling it for Yakuza 6. Oh, you bastard. There we go. Alright. Oh, God, really? There we go. And if you got questions, let me, ask them, because I want this to be like a decent preview here. That loop is still there, where you are, encountering people, you're getting these items. That stuff is still very, very present in this game. That is not changed at all, and after playing like 100 hours of Yakuza 0, this does feel like a lot more of the same. That's not necessarily bad. Okay, let's go over here. Let's do this side quest. Yakudonkey is a good name. Yakudonkey is really good. I have to wonder what that is in Japanese exactly, like what the term bitches and butterface is in Japanese. If there was a what the reasoning for translating it that way. Yeah, let's go out for a drink. This doesn't seem like there's anything bad going on here. Nothing seems off there, right? Nothing at all. Yeah. I'll also say, like, I still kind of prefer the style of Yakuza 0, the kind of 80s aesthetic of Kamurocho was really cool. Like, that was a really unique setting for a game, mid 80s Japan during the bubble. I think is like a way more interesting place than Kamurocho is in this game. And there's also, like, I feel like more interesting side quests, at least to this point. I haven't gotten much further than Chapter 5, which is the kind of cutoff point for what we can talk about, but... I mean, these two are what... This is the most Kiryu line ever, right? Like, this woman is very clearly hitting on him, and he's just an idiot. Like, that's great. That's fantastic. Kiryu as an idiot is the only way to play this thing. Like, that's the only correct way. This doesn't seem suspicious in any way, shape, or form. Now at this point, this is where you start to wonder, what should I be doing here? So I had a very clear path. I'm just gonna, yeah. I don't feel like drinking. Pro tip for this game. Pro tip. Anytime you're doing a side quest and you make a choice and they keep pressuring you about the choice, that's the correct way to go.
お客さん、こっちもボランティアじゃねえんだ。あんた、飲みに来たんじゃねえのか？
ねえお兄さん、マスターもこう言ってるし、乾杯しよう。
Said I'm not gonna drink.
飲まないと言ったろ。どうしても飲まないってのかい？睡眠薬入りだな、この水割り。
どうしたのお兄さん？
客を眠らせてぼってくる。マグロって言ったが、古いって。
Roofies in this day and age?
人聞きの悪いこと言うね。この女もグルだ。さっきの酔っ払いもなかなか手が込んでるな。あんまりわけわかんないこと言ってると。なんだってんだ。
I will say there was the trailer that came out for Yakuza 6. And yeah, as it turns out, yes, that's totally exactly what was happening. There was a trailer that came out for Yakuza 6, I think yesterday, for the English version of it, and there's also like going to be a collector's edition in the US. Made me really decide, like, I think I'm going to try to go through the rest of these games. There are ways that you can play Yakuza 2 on a, totally legitimate PlayStation 2. No, there's, I have a PS3 that actually has got the, like, backwards compatibility in it. So I can probably get a pretty low-cost copy of Yakuza 2, at least the English version of it. And I think I'm going to try to play that and then go into Yakuza 3, 4, and 5. Because, like, I own 4 and 5 just through having them on PlayStation Plus, and Yakuza 3, I think, was only a disc-based game, so you have to go buy one of those. But, I think I'm going to buy that game. I think I'm going to buy those games and go through them. Potentially before I get to 6, because it seems like there's a lot of shit going on between them. Like Yakuza 0 had, like, its little side quests of, hey, Kiryu, learn, take a guess at what your life's gonna be like in 30 years or whatever, and then be like, oh, I'm gonna become a cab driver? Not a chance. And like that stuff seems like there's a lot of stuff there. Also, like, there's that whole orphanage subplot that I think begins after this game. There seems to be a reason in this game for him really pushing the orphanage stuff. I will say, for the side story stuff, I made it through at least the first 30 within like 10 hours, and there are 78. So it does seem like this game is significantly faster with that stuff. Like, it does seem like there's... So you see here, this is actually pretty early. It does seem like this game is a lot faster with going through all of the sub-stories and getting you kind of acclimated into the world. I did kind of just look up, how long to beat is not, a scientific accurate amount, but I did kind of look up and see, how much exactly, like, how long a lot of this game takes, and it was saying, like, you can get through the main story in like 10 hours, which, Yakuza 0 was way larger than that to get through the main story. So let's see, what can we do now? What should we do? I'm trying to remember what some of these stories are. You know what? Let's go down here. I'm trying to remember what this one was. We'll save the Majima thing for maybe a little bit later. We'll do it before we're done streaming, though. There's also, like, maybe one of my favorite fucking, like, things in this game. Yeah, we'll just fight these guys. One of my favorite fucking things that I've seen in a Yakuza game happens here in this this game specifically, and it's related to the Majima stuff. Yeah, I like this game. I think this game is not as, you know, revelatory as Yakuza 0 was to me, but I'm still finding myself enjoying it, you know. I think that there's a lot of stuff going on here that is interesting. Oh, okay. So this guy has decided that he wants to be our apprentice, and he wants to work for us. He wants to train as a Yakuza. So he decides that he's his minion, and he has like a 4 or 5 part story going through it. Who's that woman? Yeah, I will say for the side story stuff, which, you know, that was the thing that I think, you know, kept me going for a lot of it. There's nothing that is like as intense or insane as like the, you know, the bondage queen, you know, subplot in Yakuza 0. Like, there's nothing that crazy, but it's still got some kind of goofy antics going on here. Cash cow, we're heading for the hotel district, so we'll go to the hotel district. Yeah, like, it's not as insane or as, you know, weird and kind of quirky as I would say 0 is, but that's also because this is built off like a previous game that was already released. I actually like was watching a little bit of the original Yakuza, because I never played the original Yakuza, and watching some of the Mark Hamill cutscenes, and like Mark Hamill as Majima. Like, you think of that character of Majima as intense as he is in these games, would be a perfect fit for Mark Hamill, and it would be a perfect fit if it ever, like, sounded like Mark Hamill was trying. It definitely doesn't seem like he gave a shit during those performances, so I think actually going to the Japanese voice actors for this one, and you know, for subsequent games, I think was pretty smart for them. Let's roll up here. Yeah, there's a pretty interesting story going on. There's also like this missing 10 billion yen that has just vanished. I think the reason that they had to change the emphasis on the money stuff and not include some of that stuff is probably because, you know, by the end game of Yakuza 0, you were making like at least 10 billion yen every, God, I don't know what minute or so. Like, you could make an absurd amount of money just off of that game. Let's go up here. There's a couple of stories. Yeah, there's a few things up here we can do. Yeah, we'll have a full review up on Monday for this game. But, oh, yeah, this guy. Kenji. Is it really you? Kenji, is it? What? It was you, Kenji. It's me, your father, Kenji. Why you dressed up like Yakuza, son? No, I've been looking for you. Guy seems to think I'm someone else. So there's a reason for it. Should I pretend for the old man's sake? The obvious answer here is, like, yes, of course, you pretend to be this guy. Mother passed away this summer. Oh, I don't have any more regrets. I've been determined to stay alive long enough to apologize. Shichifuku Street, I cannot pronounce that at all. As I've been kind of learning more Japanese, some of this stuff has been a little bit easier to pronounce. It's been an experience. What was your thing, guy? That's a salary, man. Totally normal interaction there, right? Her wallet's gone.
Oi.
The wallet was missing. And glasses, gray suit, and a beige coat. Glasses, gray suit, and a beige coat. Christmas bonus was in there. Okay, let's figure out where this guy is. Yep, he's down there. So we'll take a left here. Yeah, I don't want to show any story stuff here because I think that the story stuff is, you know, very similar to Yakuza 0. It was like every cutscene kind of reveals a little bit more about the story, and when you learn all of that stuff, it kind of ends up being... It's pointless. Okay. Okay. So I have a bunch of guys wearing the same outfit. Glasses, beige suit, and a brown overcoat. That's right here.
Oi. Nani?
Here, just face him. Incredible combat style. Actually, switch up the styles a little bit here. It's your beast style. Oh, okay. It's too slow. Rush style. You do get like dragon style right away in this game as well. Like you don't have to wait to unlock that stuff. We'll do it. I swear. 70,000 man. You'll return the money to other victims. Bye. But I feel like that's, you know, a lot of the length of the combat, you know, the combat missions, the side stories kind of extends to be about that long. You know, there's a couple that go a bit further, but for the most part, that's the thing you're doing, is just that. Actually, get some health up here. Yeah, the review will be up on Monday, for sure. You know, I've probably played something like 12, 13 hours of this thing already, and I got the weekend to play through it, so. It also is only, I believe, Kamurocho in this game, unlike Yakuza 0, where you had both the other town, which name escapes me, and then this, Kamurocho. Okay, come on, let's fight. Let's fight, come on. Oh, okay. The rush style kind of has a lighter hit to it, but... Okay, we'll go to that. We'll follow up on the old man story, and then we'll deal with Majima, and maybe I will get the chance to actually show off the Majima Anywhere system. The Majima Anywhere system is pretty much just if you remember the Mr. Shakedown encounters that were in Yakuza Zero, where there would just be the guy kind of walking around the city, and he would randomly challenge you to a fight. It's basically that, but it's Majima. So number one, it's incredible. I really wish that I really wish that like you got in this one another chance to play as Majima, or just to experience some of that insanity. Although, once we get into some of the Majima Everywhere stuff, hopefully, I'm hoping I'll get the chance to show off the Everywhere system. You'll get to see some of the insanity of Majima. It's kind of fantastic. And I think not being able to fight him keeps the mystique of that character. Okay, let's go over here. Yeah, see, this stuff looks okay, but I feel like by not having it in the 80s, by not having that kind of neon-y aesthetic to it, you kind of lose out on a little bit of it. 5 kilometers by dashing. Okay, so you. I see the old man anywhere. Are you Kenji-san by chance? Seems that way. Everyone calls him Tatsu. He was born in the year of the dragon. Genji-san will be heading back any minute. Speak the devil, he's calling. Get there as fast as we can. Let's go to the Champions District. We'll take a taxi over that way. We'll just keep walking everywhere. That's gonna be the closest. What time we got right now? It is almost 10 o'clock Eastern. Alright, let's go down here into the Champions District. Okay, yep. It's in bad shape. So they were homeless hunting. That was like a whole subplot in the in Zero as well. I mean, is that, yeah, I don't know if that was like actually a big problem in Japan. That's it's fucked up, right? Like that's super fucked up. West Park. Okay, so we'll go to West Park. All right. Whoa. Here we go. Go find some defenseless bum. What do you want? Move Gensan in the Champion District. Gensan, you mean that's the only old bum. What of it? Can do something about it, old man. Yeah, they like I was saying, they did show off some of Yakuza 6 yesterday, and the press release said that that game is going to have everything in full Japanese voice acting, which, yeah, like, even all of this shit is going to have full voice acting, which that's great. That's super cool. Can understand why the fuck it would take that long, though, to get translated. The amount of stuff they would have to translate at that point just seems insane, so That's out like in March, I want to say. And I did pre-order, of course. Yeah, like I feel crappy because we've gotten these games for review, and I still want to support these games because I want these games to keep going westward. Y'all fucked up. Okay, so this is gonna be the most fucked up thing. So my dude just stabbed this man in the ass with a like used syringe. Like, that's messed up, yes? Like, I love that these games have this whole like air of, oh, we're not gonna kill anybody. Killing's bad. You just beat the crap out of them. And then, like, you stab them with a rusty needle you found just in the middle of this dirty-ass park. Like, that's, you know... I didn't kill you now, but I killed you, you know, in 10 years. After, like, you've gotten all the diseases into your system. I gave you the slow death, not the fast death. Super fucked up, though. Yeah, there was the whole plot of like the last game being that like you supposedly killed this guy in this alley, and that was supposed to be like a big no, like you don't go and kill people. Okay, so we got his wallet, Tetsu-san, Genji. You got Gensen's wallet from those punk kids. I can take to him, please do. Oh, before, it's from Gensan. I'm not sure how that's pronounced, actually. Gensan wanted to give him his wallet. Did he now? By the way, I don't know how to put this politely. What is it? You're not actually Kenji-san, are you? Gensan fell unconscious. He dropped a diary from his pocket. Hope he doesn't mind, but I read it. Kenji-san was a volunteer medic overseas war zone. He went missing, and Gensan never heard from him again. Realistically, I'm sure you and I know what that means. Gensan probably knew as well, but he wanted to believe his boy might be alive. So that's what happened. And he showed up looking like Kenji-san. For a moment there, you gave old Gensan his son back. Alright, take this. So. Just a small token of appreciation. Forgive poor old man, one last one with the sun. Better be back to the nest. That's, yeah, like, there's definitely some stuff in these games that is really, like, decently written for just being, like, a side story deal. That's a nice little heartwarming story. And then Kiryu just kind of stares ahead. Okay, so let's do a little bit of upgrading. So, you know, you've got the same wheel here, but let's see. So these all take like 10 points, and then eventually, you know, it's like 50, and then 85. I will say, fighting Majima, eventually it was a thing where I was just getting a ridiculous amount of XP, so it does seem like that's what will happen. Let's do a health boost, and... let's go to do... There we go. Yeah, we'll do that. Then we actually can go and visit Bob. Bob, you get the... every time you complete like certain side objectives, I can actually show you. Every time you complete like some of the stuff in this completion list, you will get a point that you then can go and spend at Bob. Bob Kiwami in this game, I believe is his name. And actually, I'll show off the coin locker thing too, because that's something that is weird. So you remember in the last game, you might remember in the last game, there were like all those cards you could find of women. There's a sort of a similar thing in this game where you find women cards, but then they go into a weird, there's like a weird battle thing. I can actually, there's one right here, I believe. So yeah, they're like mantis women. It's weird. It's really weird. And then you fight them like Pokemon, and it's supposed to be a kid's game. Game's weird, yo. But Also, this area you might remember from the last game. It's pretty different. This Millennium Tower thing is arguably the biggest thing that has changed between these games. So we go over here and we kind of have these boxes that we can open up. I found a bunch of these so far because I have an item that allows me to... anytime there's one near me, it'll actually make like a little noise. So you actually probably just heard it there as I was running away. This is all stuff for like the gambling side stuff. Let's see. Yeah, you can hear it right there. So if we go over here, there's one right up here. And I got that item as well as, a couple other ones. The Trouble Finder, you do not actually, when you are normally playing this game, see on this map, you do not see these exclamation points. So, like, it is worth it to, if you're going for full completion, to go and try to get enough completion points to actually trade over to Bob. And we open this up and give up peace. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff for the gambling, like Mahjong and I think Shoto, I believe is what it's called. Go visit Bap. Whoa, okay, I did not actually mean to go into this place. Well, let's go eat here. Eating is still totally a thing in this game. You do have like an amount that you can eat. You have like kind of a maximum amount you can eat, which you can actually eventually get an upgrade that will allow you to just eat everything, which ends up being worth it because when you eat everything from a single place and drink every drink from a single place, you'll get a completion point. So it kind of feeds itself there, by feeding yourself, you feed that. So here's our boy Bob. Kiwami Bob, trade CP. Actually, I can get it right now, so there we go. Now we've got that, and then you can, we'll just show what happens here when you complete a place. So now, rather than being like, I cannot eat another bite, you can literally just order everything. And food has, like specific effects. Drinks will kind of increase your heat gauge, which is how you do all your special attacks. Kind of make it a little bit easier to charge that thing up. So it's usually best to like go in and drink before you're going into like a big fight. And then yeah, you see up there, completed Sushi-jin. Alright, let's go do this Majima thing. And then we'll try to show off a little bit of the... Yeah, I really do want to show off Majima everywhere. Because it's my favorite thing in this game, bar none. So far, it is incredible. Every single time. Okay. So we go over here and we get around everybody. And this is maybe my favorite fucking part of this game that I've seen so far. So here we go. We go in here. Majima invited us to this private dance club. He's the best. He's my favorite. He's my favorite. He is really good at that. Did I get you pumped up? But now you're gonna fool around, I wouldn't have come. Want to see some hot ladies that's really on your mind? That's not it. But can you honestly call it a dance that's not appropriate for someone's welcome back party? Do it tonight. You can touch the dancers if you want. Are you saying you can't accept my welcome back party and the entertainment I provided? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Even if it means I'll lose face over it. We're ridiculous and never would have welcome back party in the first place. I decline the sentiment with all due respect. Are you prepared for the full consequences? You can pay me back tenfold for the expense I paid. Let's do this. It's showtime. We'll get a chance to actually show off the Kiwami system here as well, which will be good. So normally with guys that you're fighting, you just kind of, you know, beat the crap out of them and that's it. But in this one, there's a little bit of a different system. So you see there's like those two red bars up there. Those are like the climax, charge. Kind of just corner fucking you real bad, Majima. And you like in the combat, you also like automatically have the like punchback ability that you got later in the game, where you could just immediately counter if you get hit. He's not really. Okay, so now you see him going like that. You see him changing his color there. He is actually recharging health, so while he's down, we can actually activate this Kiwami attack based on the color that he is. So we just Kiwami'd, and that will stop him from regenerating. Seems like they do that about 2 times every fight. These like larger fights here, and now we'll go back. This system is maybe not explained super great when you're first going through it. It actually took me a while just to figure out exactly what exactly you got to do in order to counter that. And he's down. Super steamy, yeah. I mean, I'm excited for these two to start raising, you know, children together. I think it'll be a great game. That's why I'm excited for the other ones, because just in my head, that's what they're doing. They're just. Yeah, no, these two are perfect for each other. Compared to him, I don't know who exactly him is, but yeah, you also see like there's, you know, a lot of different forms of this. Let's go see if we can just find him in the world. And then we will call it good for this. So we kind of just run around Kamurocho here. We will eventually, theoretically, run into him. Like right there. Like right the fuck there. It is so goddamn good. He likes to hide around, and it's kind of incredible. It's actually like my favorite part of this, and I don't believe that this was in the original game either. Like, I think that the whole, like, him wanting to fight you extended only so far as the story scenes. Like I said, I was watching that stuff from the original Yakuza, and when they were talking, it seemed like they were maybe setting it up to be like, oh, in the story we're gonna fight each other. But here it's like he's literally obsessed with it, and just it extends into this overworld shit, which is great. I just think this is great. So again, we'll switch it up there. And you see, he's still kind of getting recharged, but we can get him at the last second there with one of those. Nope. Get fucked, fuck man. There we go. This should do it. Oh wow, not yet. There we go. Right in the chest. Can't let my guard down, ever. Can't let that guard down ever. Yeah, so, yep, and I think you can take a guess as to what, this is not like a glitch or anything. Based on that whole experience of getting jumped by Majima, I think you can kind of take a guess as to what's up with this. Thanks guys for watching. This is Yakuza Kiwami. It's going to be available the 29th, I want to say. Our review will be up Monday the 21st on pixelrelated.net. Yeah, thanks for watching, and we will see you guys later.